Qin-jiao, a 13-year-old girl from China's Hunan province, is a prime example of what being a true kind-hearted human being is all about. Believe it or not, this fragile little girl somehow carried her polio-stricken best friend and classmate on her back, to and from school, every day, for 3 years. That's a 4-mile round trip, just to be clear. Qin-jiao's story has touched Chinese internet users' hearts so deeply that they're now calling her China's most beautiful student. When Qin-jiao was 9 years old, she realized that her best friend, Ying-hui, couldn't come to school anymore as she was disabled by polio and her family couldn't carry her. So Qin-jiao decided to take up the responsibility herself. The loyal friend carried her to school for 3 long years, until the local government heard about her devotion, and finally gave Ying-hui her very own wheelchair in September of last year. But Qin-jiao's dedication towards her friend didn't stop there. She still wakes up at 6 a.m., finishes her house chores and rushes to Ying-hui's house to push her to school. When they finally reach their destination, she carries her friend on her back up to their classroom, on the 2nd floor. When Ying-hui was asked to describe the most important person in her life for a creative writing project at school, she naturally chose to write about Qin-jiao. Qin-jiao uses her little young shoulders to prop up my sky. I wouldn't have been to school at all if it hadn't been for her. She is the best friend anyone could have, Ying-hui wrote. The girls will be graduating primary school this year. Qin-jiao wants to take care of her friend at secondary school as well, but their families are so poor that they're not sure if they'll be going at all. After hearing their story, I'm sure someone will come to their rescue. If anyone deserves an education, it's these 2 wonderful little girls.